Welcome to the sequel to Kill Image, a comic book from the early 90s written by Walking Glenn Danzig character Hart D. Fisher. If you want to check out that comic, you're in luck because I covered it about a year ago. Follow that little gray box in the corner or check out the link in the description. Yes, I did use clickbait to get you here. I don't apologize, because I'm badass. If you've already seen that video, well, just sit back and prepare for a wild, nonsensical ride in a story that is somehow worse than Kill Image. But before I get into the comic, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. I have a 40-page comic anthology made up of 3 short stories that is out now. You can actually buy this. It's called Destructo Boy and Other Exciting Tales. Here's a little look-see at what's going on inside. See if you like the art, check it out. It's part of a limited print run, so make sure you get your copy while it's hot. Follow the link in the description below. Released in 1993, written by Hart Fisher, with pencils by Joe Duncan and inked by Jerry Foley, this is Kill Marvel. And just like Kill Image, this comic also begins with a heartfelt letter by Hart D. Fisher himself. Allow me to read it to you.
Come here, kid. You didn't think I was just gonna stop with Image, did you? Ha! Goliath, your days are numbered, buddy. The Kill Image issue sold twice as many as this one, just part of the popular backlash against Image, or an ill omen for the Marvel Entertainment juggernaut? I think a little of both. Hey guys, the kids are sick of trying to shove inferior garbage down their throats. I've been on the road rallying my stormtroopers and have heard the bleating of your sheep. Their discontent is showing in your market share. The good news? The Kill Image book was the talk amongst all the publishers at this year's 4th of July Chicago Comic-Con. And yes, I did try to get Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee to sign it. Rob said, "I'm not signing that." Todd McFarlane was nowhere to be found. Everyone was reading this book. Some people came by to tell me that they had been reading it out loud. No one ever came by the table threatening severe bodily harm. Damn. Lou Bank was way cooler than the other putzes. He came by the table to trade barbs plentifully of times. Lou, you're cool, man. The bad news? What bad news? While everyone with a few bucks was busy starting some bullshit universe for more candy asses and tights, we've been kicking out the jams and dragging down more sheep into the shadows. Check out the morgue into the back and see what you've been missing while you were bagging your last issue of the unremarkable I'll be seeing you in the dark. Hart D. Fisher, Renegade Publisher.
This book begins sometime after Kill Image because our protagonist, Bart E. Disher, has already killed Jim, Rob, and Todd at Image and is now currently in the process of driving cross-country to New York. It should take him about a day and 18 hours if he drives non-stop. I learned that from To All the Boys I Loved Before, Always and Forever. But don't worry, while the drive is boring,
He's a driving machine.
he has vengeance in his veins and a vendetta to kill the corporate rapist that is Marvel. Bart drinks a can of Shit's beer and recounts that he used to be a fan of Marvel Comics, but that was back when kids read their comics. Now it's all about market shares and stockholders and trademarking the word mutant or the letter X. They can't even make a decent movie. He arrives in New York and drives his car straight through the lobby. Then he heads up to the 95th floor to find the Marvel Complaints Office. He heads to the elevator and a weedy little elevator operator says,
"Let me guess, 95th floor."
The receptionist upstairs then tells him to take a number and have a seat. So Bart takes a number and finds a seat, and he walks past Jack Kirby crying his eyes out about not getting credit for the FF and the terrible 90s Captain America movie. I don't know if this is making fun of Jack Kirby or saying how he got, like, screwed over by Marvel. Either way, it is horribly disrespectful. Bart sits down next to a large tribal guy, and after hours of waiting, he gets annoyed, barges towards the door. The receptionist tries to stop him, so he backhands her. Our hero, everybody. Then his wrist is grabbed, and Bart is deservedly punched in the face. The mysterious man asks if Bart likes hitting women, and then Bart spits out some blood and teeth and says,
Only when they work for Marvel.
Then the suit man grabs a gun, and Bart asks where Barry Stewart is. I don't know who this suited guy is supposed to be. The book says he's Mr. Castle, so I guess he's supposed to be the Punisher. He has, like, the little hair curl. I thought he was going to be, like, someone who actually worked at Marvel, but I guess it makes sense for the complaints office to be run by the Punisher. Anyway, Castle shoots Hart in the heart and calls these, like, two cronies who look like Dr. Octopus and Eddie Brock to come in the room, and they haul Bart's body downstairs and load him into a truck with other bodies. And then he's dumped into a mass grave in the middle of nowhere. And once the moon rises, a voice rings through Bart's dying mind.
A voice of fire and vengeance.
Bart is resurrected as some sort of ghost of retribution. Then he rides a motorcycle out of the grave and roars into the night. He stops at a Shell gas station so some bikers can tell him how badass he is, and then he heads back to New York where he murders a janitor and the receptionist. Meanwhile, Castle polishes his handgun as a possible hint to a future installment of the Kill series is foreshadowed in the background. Then Bart crashes down the door. Castle runs out into the waiting room where he is beheaded by that giant tribesman. Then the two body disposal guys run in, so Bart kills them. Before he does, he asks where Barry Stewart's office is. He finds out, heads outside, into the hallway, finds Namor, but Bart lights him on fire. Bart runs up a stairwell where he runs into Venom and his big venom bulge. So Bart breaks his knee and rips out his insides. Then he runs into Wolverine, and then Bart asks him to do the Frank Miller pose, and Wolverine walks over and asks Bart to just put him out of his misery because he's not a badass anymore. Bart stabs him in the eye and explodes his brain. I guess alcohol is what powers him because he takes another swig, and the wall explodes, and out come the Z-Men. So he blows them all up. Bart finally gets to Barry's office, and Barry tells him that sales have been slipping severely. They need a new hero, a new big push, and Ghost Bart is their man. Bart asks if he gets his own crew, full creative control, and royalties. Barry says he can have anything he wants. Bart thinks about it, and that's it? That's how this dumb book ends, with a shitty cliffhanger that will never be followed through? What does that ending mean? Does that mean that Bart E. Disher is like everyone else that he hates and is just a sellout? What does that mean? Nothing ever comes of this. There's no sequel called Kill DC, because I guess he thought he was better than DC, because DC was number 3 at this time, behind Image and Marvel. So, what? Okay, this is just where it ends, I guess. All that's left in this book are photographs of Hart Fisher looking like a dork at a comic convention. Look, he's kicking Captain America. Oh, hey, he got to kiss Mr. T's head. I'm kind of jealous of that. While Mr. T was promoting Mr. T and the T-Force. I've covered 2 of those issues. Check it out. And then there's just like advertisements for other comics from Boneyard Press. Why did this end so abruptly? What happened? I feel like I'm missing pages. The end. I guess. I hope you enjoyed this episode of What Is. Let me know what you thought of the story in the comments below. And as always, leave any suggestions down there as well. Again, my 40-page comic, Destructo Boy and Other Exciting Tales, is on sale now for $19.99. Check out the link in the description. And follow me on Instagram at smokey'svideos and at notblikewild for updates on my 166-page graphic novel set in the Old West. I'll see you next time. Bye.